tanks of Eagle Gaming. Step away, we're going to have Get Amazed in. Get Amazed was incredibly impressive diva in Season 1. We haven't seen much of him in Season 2. Usually he's been replaced by a Leaf who can flex over towards that Roadhog, should be required for a quad tank. But we'll have to see what Get Amazed can do moving into Volskaya. And I imagine this is because Eagle Gaming wants to run more dive-centric compositions, and Get Amazed is, in my opinion, the superior diva out of the pair.
Well, they are going for this dive composition, or at least dive tanks on the defense, and setting up with the double sniper on either end, Harry, something that you talked about earlier on in the day, extremely effective. We have Org, though, running a 3-3, this time not with the Zenyatta. They're going to change that up and go for the Moira, taking the high ground first. Superblue
getting a lot of Tesla coil cleave there, racking the nerves of We Have Org, but they're going to have to keep composure and decide how they're going to move in onto the point here. Yofi waiting for that speed boost, and Cast, of course, has a biotic grasp of the Moira to make sure that loads of healing is coming through, but only one direction can be shielded at a time from Midna, and looks like they're going to try and move into this little cabin here, the cabin in the woods or in the snow, as it were. Eagle Gaming going to have to weigh up their engagement.
Well, quite a bit of a hot box if they're not careful, as Nico building up to 70% towards his ultimate, to speak about almost 80 now as he just rains death from above. So quickly can he just build this Dragon Strike upper in the chunky bodies that are the tanks. Hardest taken out one of the squishy members though in Yofi, who's going to take a swift arrow to the head, and Nico's still alive and well on top of the point, getting damage boosted by Lil Bo. He's going to force the rest of We Have Org onto the point now. That coalescence making sure they're all not alive and healthy. Another ultimate that comes online extremely quickly.
They're forced out onto a point, and they're forced out into the sides of Hard as well, and into the AoE of the self-destruct from Get Amazed.
Yeah, they are. 2 members now down. Hip's going to follow up with not a third one, but maybe a 4th one as well. 12 gets instantly demech. There's the 3rd one.
Or the 3rd one?
3rd one. The 3rd.
Counting is hard.
Apparently so. And saying 3rd and 4th at exactly the same time is also pretty tough too.
Well, I can count to 2, and that's exactly how many support ultimates Eagle Gaming have at the moment. Hip has earned himself that Transcendence, and Lil Bo with a dutiful Caduceus healing has gained the Valkyrie, and those are going to be incredibly important moving forward to deal with what Wayfast is packing. He has that Graviton Surge ready. The thing is, Eagle Gaming, they aren't going to be all together. You can get maybe 1 or 2 people in this at maximum if Eagle Gaming are positioning themselves properly.
Well, maybe that's all they need to actually win the fight. Daned does have that rally available to him as well, so he's going to give the rest of the team a lot of armor, and he's going to pop that before the fight, so it's continually stacking. There is a limit, obviously, but as it's degrading, you do get more until the cooldown is ran out. With Hip going down, a very aggressive play by 12. Solo killed the Hip, actually. Does get punished with the mech and another Dragon Strike on the point. The Graviton Surge only actually caught the monkey on the sideline, so again, maybe that was all they needed. However, now they have to corral themselves on the point, and that's exactly what they are doing, acquiring 2 ticks. Hardest jumps straight in there as the rest of his team are going to go down. They may have been split up, Harry, but the grab onto the one target was apparently what secured them the point.
Hip went down, and Lil Bo popped that Valkyrie to try and go in and make sure that they could work it out with a res, but while he finished that res, in the aftermath he did fall, and then there was just not enough healing remaining. Hip decided to hang on to the Transcendence, and they're going to need it sharpish because 5 members of We Have Org already on the point with a sound barrier.
Sound barrier and the returning Transcendence coming out from Hip. Twals launches the mech into the stratosphere. It comes crashing down to earth, but only cracking the shield of Superfluke is going extremely low. Wayfast now moving forward at 100% charge, just melting the shield with the help of Daned as he was swinging in. Another self-destruct is launched high, however, Get Amazed doesn't quite find anybody. He is going to remech and instantly try and contest the point a little bit more, but Wayfast now has that Graviton Surge ready to go almost. Eagle Gaming going to have to make something quick here. 2 ticks already acquired, with that Nico going down in the corner is going to only buy a little bit more time. A Graviton Surge on the sidelines, and Hardest is going to get all wrapped up, and Daned is going to find yet another kill. Wayfast making sure no one else can get there by booping them out with the right click, and that'll be Eagle Gaming losing and conceding 2 points there with a 4-minute and 32-second time bank for We Have Org.
We Have Org selected Volskaya Industries. You can see exactly why. The first point defense isn't too friendly towards tanks, so you can see why Eagle Gaming would bring out Get Amazed on the Diva, play more of a dive-centric defense, and run the double sniper. But of course, I want to qualify some analysis that was made by myself and the desk about mirror comps moving in here, and I think We Have Org managed to pull that one off, despite me saying that they shouldn't run 3-3 into Eagle Gaming, because We Have Org, they made Eagle Gaming swap over onto a 3-3 rather than going at it from 0 on each side. We Have Org already had ultimates so that they could snowball that properly, rather than just clashing at Eagle Gaming, going from 0 to 100 on both sides. And when you have to have that equal sort of ramp up, Eagle Gaming will win that. But when We Have Org already come in swinging, Eagle Gaming gets sent reeling.
Yeah, they're all about 50% plus ult charge, so extremely quickly it is to build up those ultimates, especially that Coalescence, which did come online first, because you are healing so many targets. All those tanks take a fair bit of damage, rather large hitboxes, mostly from Nico, just obviously launching the arrows in with a Storm Arrow. But it is now time for We Have All to go on the defense. They are going to avoid the Moira. Instead, this time, they're going to swap way fast over to that Pharah, and Yofi pocketing him on that Mercy.
And also Twirls, he's going to hang up his DPS shoes and go on back to the D.Va. We talked about how this isn't a very tank-friendly defense because of the ability to claim high ground and how you can get surrounded if you're tanks here, as we saw what happens if We Have All when they went in onto the point. And that's why the defense with tanks usually won't work out in your favor. Instead, you want to be able to set up the crossfire and bait Eagle Gaming in with their tanks to try and play in your fun zone, shall we say. But Eagle Gaming, they are packing a Sombra. I want to see this so that they can try and make use of those hacked health packs. It would be like having an extra support.
And even Nico switching up to something we didn't, probably never expected actually, onto the Ana. More of a DPS player himself, but this time taking the Healy route.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
What is going on, chaps?
Oh, okay. So there's probably a scout actually, maybe to get a bit of long-range healing to actually heal up the Sombra if you did take any damage. But they are going to go for a quick swap up, switch onto the Tracer and to the Widowmaker.
Some would call it try hard, but this is Overwatch Contenders. This is exactly where you need to do the try hard. And Eagle Gaming are now going in deep. Nico needs to get a little bit of healing, but he can lay down some more Pulse Pistol fire now. Looking, I imagine, for Cast at this point. He's going to get discovered, gets hit with an orb across the way, and now Eagle Gaming need to weigh up their options.
Wow, Hip's actually going to take an arrow rather than an orb. He is going to get resurrected, however. But be very careful when you're that Zenyatta. One headshot will end your Omnic life. However, Eagle Gaming now playing rather aggressively. We can see We Have All. They're a little bit corralled here, and in fact, maybe waiting for Nico was way fast opportunity to actually get on the board there, as Nico does end up going down to a damage-boosted rocket.
And when Nico goes down, Eagle Gaming have to make a choice. Do we try and play this out under man 5v6 and maybe invest a lot more time than we usually would? But Hardest is going to try and make it work. Danas takes a headshot, and now Yofi won't have that resurrection for 30 more seconds, and that's the go sign for Eagle Gaming's tanks. But Get Amazed already falling incredibly low.
Cass narrowly avoiding a headshot as well, and actually doing a lot more damage to the Hardest than he can actually do to him. He's going to take a body shot, and that will be the Dragons launch through that hotbox once again. However, Hardest now on top of the high ground is going to try and find the D.Va before she can remake, but not quite so lucky. Now Transcendence coming out from Cass because his Mercy has already fallen to actually keep the rest of the team in the fight and on the point. Nico just does take out way fast as he did, sank to the earth using those jets, and that will be a nice little kill for him. Eagle Gaming now going for a complete reset, it seems. Cass got pushed back, but a Discord Orb is no match. Well, a 1000 HP Monkey is no match for a Discord Orb.
And that'll teach everyone, stand up to bullies. We do have a quick pause here, and Midna appears to have reset off on that. Maybe DC'd midway through a jump. I don't know, but hello, see our faces again.
What a lovely sight it is. But a more beautiful sight would be obviously the game. We're jumping into a brief pause, like Harry just mentioned, but it does give us a little bit more of a chance to break down the game even more. Now, we are seeing a very quick swap up. We did see that, and we expected that from Eagle. Not running the 3-3, though, on the attack. They're actually going for this Tracer to try and actually take down Cass on the high ground, but not so much luck. It seems to be snuffed out more often than not. And
we see, like, a huge coordination from the DPS here to try and take down Cass. Hardest put a huge amount of pressure onto him, but while he was doing that, he wasn't looking at way fast. He managed to come around the back and lay down a couple of rockets. Midna there's down. I think he may well have had a DC midway through a jump and found himself in for Riviera. Well, I'm not sure if we can call it a Riviera. It's definitely like a lake or something. It's frozen, and Eagle Gaming are coming right in, trying to freeze out We Have All.
Yeah, Hardest switching over to the McCree at this time to try and pick someone out the air. Danid even on that Doomfist goes extremely low, has to rocket punch himself away. So now he has to wait for those cooldowns. Doomfist is extremely cooldown reliant, but Nico's going to punish him for not having any of those and actually get the kill. The Transcendence coming through from Hip once more to actually heal up the rest of his team. The self-destruct on the point doesn't quite find anybody. We have Org and now just slumping, or at least trying to get onto that point to stall more time, but they end up losing it.
It's a clean wipe here for Eagle Gaming, but they haven't really built up to any uber impactful ultimates as they move forward. Get Amazed is going to have a self-destruct to try and zone We Have Org off the point. But We Have Org are a pretty hyper-mobile comp, especially with Yofi moving over onto the Lucio. Now they're actually going to have a wholesale swap up. They want to go 3-2-1. It's going to be a lack of healing available for Midna, but Dan is going to swap over to the Burrito to try and fix that hole.
Well, Nico now has that Pulse Bomb available. He's going to want to go for that Zenyatta, and that's exactly what he's found. A Discord Orb instantly lands on him, forcing that Transcendence out. Hardest using using that Deadeye as a bit of a zoning tool to get onto the point. Nice stick onto the Meg, but that's going to be all she wrote for that pulse bomb. It is going to get and actually successfully find the D-Meg onto the D.Va as well. This could get the ball rolling for Eagle Gaming here as they do move on to the point rather efficaciously. And now Nico starting to get more names on the board. This is what we wanted to see. This DPS prowess from that man has got so much experience, is rallying Eagle Gaming to the forefront, and they have already secured a tick.
Hardest is a hit scan main, but Eagle Gaming have lost both of their DPS. We have all got a chance to move forward here, and there is Yofi and Midna joining them.
Wow, a really early transcendence from Hip there to make sure everybody stays alive on the point. They do have 2 ticks, mind you. A Discord Orb instantly on the Reinhardt, and mid it is going to fall. That suit of armor not doing too much against that Zenyatta, and now Get Amazed just chomping through the mech of Twolls. However, you can see now Eagle Gaming using that speed boost to get out of there because we have Org just chasing them.
We talk about their mechanical prowess so much, Doors, and it was shown right there. In the most clutch of moments, Cast took down Hardest in the duel between the McCree and the Zenyatta. Danid managed to catch out Nico as he died with that Brigitte, and that meant that there was just no teeth to the bite that Eagle Gaming had clamped around We Have Org's defense there. And, well, let's just say that with a lack of teeth, a little bit of emergency dentistry coming in from We Have Org, removed it all, and now they have control once again. With 3 minutes 30 on the clock for Eagle Gaming, they've got a couple of ultimates ready to go, but with Hardest and Superfluke having swapped off onto these more tank-like heroes, they're going to have to build up towards those ultimates yet again, and we'll have to deal with double support ultimates and a self-destruct as well.
Yeah, talk about double support ultimates, how about a triple one as well? That sound barrier is going to come out as well as that rally, pretty much invincible at this point. Hardest is going to move forward with that self-destruct, try and find someone maybe, already spook someone out of the way. That shield soaked most of that damage, and Midna is going to charge the enemy Reinhardt straight through with Superfluke falling, and Hardest backing off now with no shields available to his name. Will be a quick reset, or at least trying to, from Eagle Gaming. Hardest trying to punish people, maybe overextending here. Wayfast did just that, but is going to get sped back by his Lucio. Yeah, he is going to be missing out on all of that rally armor that was making him very hardy in the face of danger, though. But now he's got it back. He's got a little bit of a repair pack. It's not going to last for too long. We Have Org didn't invest too much here. They use their support ultimates, but can still rely on Midna and Twolls to lay down the tanks. Hardest, being himself, of course, has the Graviton Surge ready to go, and down it is placed. I don't know how he got it so quickly. Wayfast trying to actually demate the enemy D.Va, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. Hip just gets advanced on by Twolls and actually killed. Meanwhile, though, Hardest says, all right, fine, that's okay with me, because I'm just going to eliminate the rest of your tanks. He's at 35% charge already. Twolls trying to get onto the point, but that's a 100 charge Zayu you're actually looking at. Self-destruct, but Nico is going to block it with a 600 HP shield. It is going to destroy, but that's all he needed to really do. Block that, stay alive, get onto the point. The AoE healing a little bit too much now for them to deal with, but with Hardest going down, that's an extra bit of survivability now disappearing for Eagle Gaming. We Have Org have finally stabilized.
It wasn't only survivability that disappeared, Jaws. It was the heart and soul of Eagle Gaming's DPS. Hardest got kill after kill, melting his way through We Have Org, but Midna there, the perfect charge out of left field after Hardest had used a shield. Instant burst damage, couldn't be healed up, and now Eagle Gaming, they're going to be able to build up towards the another Graviton Surge with only 1 minute and 30 left. They're not feeling happy about the time bank, on Wayfast is there to try and counter it all one of his own.
Well, there's the Graviton Surge. It tries to get eaten up. That's a lot of bodies on one place, and that's exactly where Danid wants to be as well. He's sticking on that Doomfist. He does what he does best and beating up the front line. However, with him going down and Wayfast sooning to follow, Eagle Gaming have found the picks that they need. A sound barrier to move them in onto the point now, but an answering sound barrier for Jofi only lands on 2 members, himself and Cass, meaning that the only tanky members actually on the point to contest. Twolls once more tried to kill Hip, but it was too little too late. 1 minute left on the clock. However, look at the time back now. We Have Org. This is scary. 4 minutes and 30 seconds versus only 1 minute.
Midna there went for a risky maneuver. He charged Superfluke out of the Graviton Surge, and he charged him off into the ice, meaning that they both died. Although, of course, there was kill credit there for Midna. But of course, it having been Midna who died as well, it did mean that there was no shield there to defend either side. And Eagle Gaming came back with a huge amount of damage from Hardest, and they just picked off members of We Have Org. It feels like Midna's this sort of centralized pavilion around which they all dance, and if he's moving away or if he falls into the ice with his counterpart, We Have Org just get picked off one by one. Yofi tried his best to bring it back with a sound barrier, but only hit himself in cast. Holt was there somewhere, but didn't get afflicted. And Eagle Gaming just picked them off one after another and eventually made it happen. But we got to credit We Have Org. They held on to that last take for about 2.5 minutes.
And only a minute time bank was rewarded to Eagle Gaming, and that's their turn to attack. Twelves did the same thing he's been doing for the past few attacks as well, and he was going for him. He was trying to tunnel him just to make sure he can get rid of that Zenyatta, makes his tanks a lot more fruitful in the fight because they aren't afflicted with that Discord Orb. It's just Eagle Gaming sniffed it out in the end. They just ignored him completely, just focused on the point and focused on the rest of the tanks in the front line. Sneaky, sneaky play from WeHaveOrg, though. They're running 3-3 and they're hiding out in that big health pack room.
No scouting this time from Eagle Gaming. Question is, will they figure out what's coming in here from WeHaveOrg? Twelves is up at the top as a little bit of a distraction. They have no idea what's going on. Midna may well be able to catch a charge, but they went out the wrong door. Super Blue has caught him and he's gone for the charge.
They do now. They end up getting beat back. Midna going very low, but the healing, the AoE healing coming out from the rest of WeHaveOrg is enough to sustain him. Not for long, however, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Hardest just trying to build up as much charge as possible. 40% already on that Graviton Surge, but if he goes down right now, he's going to lose that 55 that he's built up for himself as well.
He's got the Moira at his back, so that's plenty of healing available. And of course, Midna's coming back from spawn. Danet's almost got the rally available, but WeHaveOrg right now have no shield to hide behind. They're waiting for Midna. They're regrouping there, but Eagle Gaming are going to be on the point before they can make a re-engagement.
Here we go. They are going to be able to get back. Midna is going to go onto this high
not
ground.
alone, Danet.
Danet is going to drop down to the floor. He goes extremely low, receives an Orb of Harmony to keep himself alive. Midna goes extremely aggressive yet again, and Super Luke is going to fall. That Shatter is going to fight Hardest straight in the bum as he ends up falling over. However, Coalescence keeping the rest of the members alive. He's just going to not matter though, because he was aiming for the back line all along. Overtime is now here, and Little Bow and Hip, they're trying to stall for as much time as possible, but WeHaveOrg going to just chase them out of town, and they're not even going to acquire a single tick.
What a little brawler Yofi is on that Lucia, picking up 2 kills there with a Boopang with Vanilla Fire, doing his best to keep up with the best of him in the DPS category, and literally Midna is the one who hits hardest. That Shadow there, very instrumental in making sure that that first point defense worked out. This is what I like to call a bend but don't break defense. They decided, well, you know what, we're going to back off because we don't want to take this without Midna. We don't want Midna to be a late entry. We don't want to feed Ultimate by presenting our bodies to hardest of all of that charge that he's got. Instead, we're going to just wait a couple seconds. We're going to have Daned make a bit of a risky engagement. We're going to back it up afterwards.
Now it's a tall order for Eagle Gaming to defend. They've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to contend with, to not concede a singular tick on Voskaya. You've got to remember how far away the defensive spawn position is in order to actually get back to the point and contest it for longer. That's a very, very tough ask. However, if they're running out with this comp that does rely on a lot of AoE healing and sustainability, it might work out. 3-3, but we'll see what WeHaveOrg are going to play with here as well.
And Eagle Gaming, with their 3-3 defense here, are doing something a little bit different. We're not seeing Lil Bo on that Lucio. Instead, it's going to be all about high healing. The Biotic Grasp of the Moira combined with the Harmony Orb and Transcendence of the Zenyatta. They don't want to be able to move as quickly. They instead want to just sit in one spot and say, come to us, we are going to absolutely smash you. Whereas WeHaveOrg, they're going to be the more light and nimble fighter, as we see often from the Doomfist. They're going to be throwing hooks left and right as Yofi is going to use a speed boost to control how the engagements occur.
Oh, can they beat it in Punch-Out? We'll have to wait and see. It's Mike Tyson versus the user right now. Light and playful are WeHaveOrg, just dashing in there, trying to sting like a butterfly and bite like a bee, as I was once told. It was completely the wrong saying, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Super Blue is going to go down, and Twolz's mech is going to follow as well. Hip's actually going to claim that life also, but WeHaveOrg have got a man up, and no Reinhardt's shield now for Eagle Gaming to actually contend with. They've only got Hardest ready to actually play front line. Wayfaz is extremely high charged as well, but they're taking this extremely slow because they know they can. They're going to move in, but Midna gets stunned up. An instant Discord Orb and a Rocket Flare will actually send him to death. Hardest is going to go down as well, and Cass has already built up himself towards that Coalescence. He's going to end up unleashing it, and that Transcendence is soon to match from Eagle Gaming. So equal ult for equal ult here. However, the damage coming through might just be all they need to actually survive this fight. That Shatter is going to once again stall the point out for Eagle Gaming, as Super Flu was able to get back to the point in time.
Though they're pretty happy with this, they made sure that Eagle Gaming invested both the Earth Shatter and that all-important Transcendence. Hardest has almost built up towards this Graviton Surge, but they know that Transcendence probably won't be available when Wayfast has a Graviton of his own. Carson 12 is making sure they don't feed any more ultimate charge over. They're going for a little bit of a skinny dip in the icebox, and now with 3 minutes left, they're still going to be able to come in and have another attempt here. Eagle Gaming, I just want to talk about Hip's ult generation. He had it before Lilbo had a couple lessons, which is also incredibly impressive. He's doing his best Hardest impression.
Oh, Hardest has that grab now, so we are going to see a rather good defense from them. However, Wayfast is 70% towards his as well, which is going to be built up fairly quickly as he does launch a couple of right clicks towards Super Blue.
Indeed he is. He's going to be throwing in those mortars, but Eagle Gaming are going to be throwing in some ultimates as well. Hardest has a Graviton Surge in hand, and he's managed to shield the stun out of Davin.
There's the Graviton Surge straight into the Coalescence, mixed up with a pint of self-destruct. Getamaze is going to find the last couple of kills. In fact, Nico finding it on 12s. They did commit 3 ultimates there in the Graviton Surge, Self-Destruct, and Coalescence, but they have got a Shadow online very soon.
I guess who didn't commit? Wayfar still has the Graviton Surge, and they've got a short amount of time here where Hip still has 20% of his ultimate charge left to go before the Transcendence is available. This is a moment to strike for Weeable. They have a fantastic win condition. Getamaze can potentially eat it up with those Hungry Diva defense matrices, but way fast. He sees the eye of the tiger right now. He's looking to put down the Graviton.
This cannot get eaten. We have Augur depending on this right now. They're going to push forward with the might of Zeus. However, Wayfar still holding on to it, waiting for it. Super Fluke is going to get caught up. There's the self-destruct, gets hit to the floor. That's going to block instantly and perfectly precision. Shatters there by Super Fluke, and Nico's going to follow up with a kill of his own. Where they are going to get a D-Mech as well as a lot of damage on Wayfar. His personal shield is down now, down. He's got no healing to deal with either, and that's 1 minute 30 seconds now remaining for We Have Org. They still have that shatter, but Hardest, he's built himself up another grab.
The win condition was there, but it only caught 2. One was a Transcending Zenyatta, and the other was Super Fluke with a Hardy Earth Shadow ready to put down We Have Org. And I'm surprised they're sticking with this comp. I thought they'd move over to something more dynamic, something more DPS focused. They've got a minute left. They were ready to try and claim match point against Eagle Gaming, but now it looks like this could well be a draw. Eagle Gaming have the Titans in front of them.
Cass is trying to throw some hands, trying to get Super Fluke extremely low, and that's exactly where he's going to find himself. They're all stuck to a wall, though. There's the self-destruct. They can't really see it. Where is it gone? They finally managed to actually block it out with the shields. Minna finds Super Fluke, and the Zaya's going to go down as well. We Have Org. They might have just done it, but they still need to clear the rest of Eagle Gaming off the point. Hip is still there and alive and well, but they're just ignoring him, just going for the tanks, going for the people that deal damage. They finally kill off Hip and Little Bo, and they do claim Voskaya.
It was a long film, Jaws, but in the end they did manage to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And unfortunately, this eagle is allergic to bees, so it's come up in big old spots, and it's going to have to take a quick lie down before the next map.
Oh yes, they will. Map number 4 coming up very soon, and with that, we have a match point on our hands. We have Org right now, ready to take the victory over Eagle Gaming. Their set plays has been good, but the scrappiness of We Have Org has just been absolutely stupendous, and their ability to change up comps as well.
This team has been revitalized from our first 2 weeks. They are here, and they are ready to say we are contenders, and we're going to prove it by going up against a team that went 5-0 in Season 1 group stages, and now we're going to set on match point as these new guys who came out through trials.
Well, Escort is going to be the map up next, or the game type, I should say. We're going to find out what map after this break. Hey guys, welcome back. Map number 4 coming up very shortly. It's going to be Escort. That's the game type up next. And it's Eagle Gaming versus who are We Have Org even. That's going to be the game you're watching right now. It is 2-1 and match point to We Have Org.
Match point to We Have Org. Who would have expected hearing that as we came into this series? But Contenders Season 2, the level of play has been raised. The gap has been narrowed between so many teams. And you just don't know what to expect from these matches anymore. We all thought Eagle Gaming was going to take this, but here we are, 2-1. We have Org.
Apparently the desk and the chat predictions currently sitting pretty wrong. However, Eagle Gaming still have a chance to come back. If they do win this Escort map, it will go on to a tiebreaker, which will be Ilios. So there's still all to play for. And we could even see a little bit of Flippy too. We spoke about him at the very start of the series as this Widow player that we loved so much in Season 1. With Widow being such a crazy good hero right now, it's a bit of a shock not to see her. But Eagle Gaming be running 3-3 more often than not.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're probably going to be running on Rialto. I'd be surprised to see Flippy here. We do see the Widowmakers come out here on the defense sometimes, but I imagine we're just going to see Eagle Gaming play what Eagle Gaming play, and that is tanks. That is where they excel. They cannot allow We Have Org to bully them out onto these other compositions where you go DPS versus DPS. And we talk about, have we seen Eagle Gaming move into 5th gear? It seems like when they try and duel out DPS with We Have Org, who are just this incredibly mechanical skilled team who have been prodigious through all of Contenders trials, just for how good they are with those heroes, but they're getting outshone.
Leaf coming back in for Eagle Gaming now. He's going to replace Get Amazed. He's going to be jumping onto that Roadhog. Does like quad tank to start us off with. So we have seen, and let's talk about Rialto, and let's talk about the compositions we have seen over the last couple of weeks. It has been quad tank. It has been 3-3. It's even been a little bit of triple DPS as well. There's been even some Orisa holds. Remember Ben Bess, even Christopher holding up onto that high ground there next to the first point. There's just so much variability right now when it comes to choosing the compositions.
And one of the most variable things about Rialto is engagement speed and engagement distance. There are so many places on first point where teams choose to try and make their engagement. Some people, the second that the attack come out the door, they are on top of that cart. They are not letting them go anywhere. Some teams, when we see more prolific Reinhardts like Sharek and like Cloudy, they hold on one particular corner where they allow their Reinhardt to do what they wish. And here we're going to see Eagle Gaming probably come with an incredibly aggressive hold. They are moving straight over to the cart already.
No, check your corners. Oh, they don't need to because the Flame Strike did rack it through all of them. However, Danid is going to be on that Brigitte, so it's going to be a hard-fought ask. Although Demico getting instantly demech, but actually Hip and Superclue going down. This is actually a one-team fight already for We Have Org. No meters gained currently in a complete contested onto the top of the cart with Leaf going down, however, and the rest of We Have Org cleaning up.
The trap was set, but We Have Org, it was a slaughter for them. They managed to catch Eagle Gaming exactly where they wanted them, and Eagle Gaming here will still be able to get a good engagement at a good point in Rialto first, but We Have Org, look at all this ultimate charge that's been donated to them by the meaty bodies of Eagle Gaming being fed into their waiting maws.
Now they're going to go for a second re-engage. The benefit of engaging so early is the cart doesn't move that far before you can go right in back and start swinging. Superblue doing just that and doing a good job of it thus far. Leaf is going to find himself a kill with Danik going down, and that's going to be a very sharp disengage now for We Have Org. They're going to back off around the corner, and Hardest doing Hardest things, funnily enough, has already got 90% on that grab.
He might well have the first ultimate here. Danid could have got it with the rally, but we'll have to see. Nope, Danid is going to beat him to it in the race, but I'm sure Hardest doesn't feel too bad about that, considering the premium he has on Wayfast here. A good 20% ahead. And now We Have Org. Ults are coming online, and Eagle Gaming will soon be joining them, with Hardest, of course, being the first there with the Graviton Surge, ready to lay down a surprise at a moment's notice. We'll have to see if Twals is ready to eat it up with the defense matrix.
That was pretty nice. I didn't know they were going right, then turning straight back and left again. There's the rally to push themselves forward. You've got to be careful, though, when you clump up as this 3-3. The Graviton Surge can happen. That's exactly what did happen. Twals has still got that self-destruct. The hammer is going to hit the floor, but however, then no one is going to fall just yet. And Sound Barrier coming out from Eagle Gaming, and Twals still trying to look for a lot of damage, trying to take out Lil Bo. However, that armor just doing so much for him, as there was another rally coming out from Leaf. A self-destruct straight on top of the Graviton Surge does end the fight and stop Eagle Gaming from contesting. We Have Org are going to push around this corner to the first point.
We Have Org beating Eagle skill at their own game. I imagine Eagle picked Rialto thinking, you know what, we're going to roll out with our tanks, with our 3-3-3, and we're going to hold fast here. But of course, they're going to try a third time, and third time may well be the charm, Jaws, as they move in the final seconds to try and defend this.
Nico going low already, though, has still got self-destruct. Nico just needs to pile it all in, see if he can find anybody. He goes fishing, doesn't quite come up with the prize-winning catch. However, with Super Fluke going down already and Dana doing a good job in the back line, you can see his flank, the support just being an absolute menace, just sets up completely for a massive Earth chapter.
That's a clap.
Midna going that charge, knocks 3 people off of the bridge into the water. They take a dunk, and he's already got 62% to another ult.
The man thinks he's playing Overwatch, but he's actually playing bumper cars, and he got himself a triple kill into the water. And now, oh, good lord.
It's not 63%. I was looking at Super Fluke, I'm like, man, that's a lot of ult charge. It's actually a 40% charge from all those charges off of the into the Riviera, into that small river.
Speaking of charge, though, Hardest once again has the Graviton, and at this point he has the Graviton more often than he doesn't. He's going to be leading the charge once more for Eagle Gaming. The question is, where's he going to decide to put it? Right now he's pressuring 12s, and down it goes.
There's the Graviton Surge attaching itself to the car. It wasn't eaten this time. He's doing a good job of making sure that doesn't happen, and now look at Super Fluke in a lot of trouble. Got it completely cancelled out by the stun of Danet, and now Midna's got himself one. A sound barrier at the last final crucial seconds there from Yofi to actually save the rest of WeHaveOrg in this engagement. And now is one very hardy Swedish lass to actually clean up. Dan is going to find himself a 4K as they move it round this corner now. Wayfast still has that Graviton Surge available to him, and look at the wealth of economy they do have also.
Eagle Gaming getting a taste of their own medicine, and forward moves for Kart as well. Midna has rejoined the fray, and he's got the Earth Shadow ready to go, and a huge premium over Super Fluke. He can be as aggressive as he likes without worrying about one of those getting past him. He does have to worry about potentially the combo coming past.
There's the very early rally. There is the self-destruct mixed in with it all. It does get blocked, however, not quite placed perfectly, but the Shadow once again finding 3 members. Midna is just on fire in this game. He wants to stamp his name in Contenders Season 2, and this is exactly how you do it. They're going to clean off the car once again. 3 team fights out of 3, and they just keep on winning.
Eagle Gaming sent reeling right now. What is happening to us, Jaws? We were once the kings of the tanks in Season 2, but now WeHaveOrg are playing exactly what we are into us, and they're doing it better. Cast is here on the Zen, laying down the Discord orbs, the orbs of destruction, and Lilbo's here trying to make it work with the Moira. They've decided they no longer want the Lucio at all. They're not about this speediness. They're just going to try and plant their feet in the ground. We are the tree, and you shall not pass.
We are the speed life. They're going to go straight in. Hardest has got another Graviton Surge, but he's being forced back. Coalescence is going to push them ever so slightly forward, but Littlebo is just going to dodge most things right now as he does unleash that Coalescence. Hardest still with that Graviton Surge. They end up winning this engagement, and they only actually use 2 ultimates in both supports, so Hardest saving his Graviton Surge here was rather clever.
And of course, Midna won't have to worry about blocking another Earth Shadow coming out from Super Fluke in the next fight, because he's got a huge premium in ultimate charge. Wayfast is quickly building up towards a Graviton Surge as well. But this is the composition we saw out of Eagle Gaming on their Volskaya defense, but was quite a bit more stalwart in terms of trying to play for the draw before. They don't have to move out, they don't have the speed boost, but they're vulnerable to potentially a long engagement.
That's exactly what they don't have, that speed boost, and that just netted Eagle Gaming a couple of deaths, apparently, actually. Yofi actually picked himself up. How does he do it on the Lucio? I just don't know. They're going to drive straight in, and Danet's going to find yet another DMAC on Nico. This guy is unkillable right now on the Brigitte. He's on fire. In fact, everybody from WeHaveOrg is on fire.
Float like a frog and sting like a frog as well. And Cast is ready to bring in the Transcend to try and send this one home. Hardest versus Wayfast. The group hug treatment available for both teams. The question is, who can eat what?
They're going to send one in. Self-destruct landing on top of the car. Midna has to just chew his shield, but no. Leaf bashing him away is going to kill Midna off. However, the particle barrier coming out from Wayfast is going to make sure the rest of his team actually survive and get out alive.
They saw Eagle Gaming throw in 4 ultimates and just play mid. We're like, okay, don't worry, we'll come back. We'll come back later. This doesn't appear to be a good time. And now they only have to deal with the double support ultimates. Hip with a Transcendence and Lilbo with a Coalescence, and they're going to have to contend with a huge damage combo. Wayfast with the self-destruct coming in from 12s as well.
Coalescence to subvert a little bit of that damage, but that Graviton Surge doing its work. Leaf is going to take out Danid like for like in the trades as Reinhardt and Brigitte end up going down. However, even after that ultimate usage from Wayfast, they still end up losing the fight just off the back of a Coalescence.
Eagle Gaming were incredibly smart. They decided that they knew that Midna was the key to this composition, or rather the key to the combination. They made sure that there was enough healing to not only sustain Superfluke to be alive long enough, but also to outlast Midna as well, because Midna didn't have enough healing there, with only the weaker point healing available from 2 area healers and a Harmony Orb. Maybe investing with Transcendence there for We Have Org would have made it swap around, but now there's no time to think to the past. You've got to think to the future. There are 36 seconds remaining.
All right, 2 support ultimates using that last fight with the Transcendence on top of it as well. Wayfast now marching forward, does what he does best, but a Graviton Surge is going to launch them all in place. Cass now using that Transcendence of his own to actually keep the rest of his team alive. This is the entrance they needed here, Harry. And Leaf going down means Midna can basically swing for free. He hasn't got to worry about getting stunned. Jovi gets himself on the board yet again. This DPS, Lucio, doing wonders for We Have Org. They managed to team wipe Eagle Gaming, but they've got 10 seconds remaining.
There's still time here. Dan is trying to lock down one of the doors, making sure that Lucio can't come out. Out comes the shield bash, but it's only a quick stun.
He ends up stunning up. 2 meters remain now, and Wayfast kills Littlebow. A sound barrier to make them all very hardy boys as they do move in. A self-destruct on top of the cart is blocked by Superfluke's shield, but he's all alone. He's in no man's land, and Daned finally finds the kill on him. Overtime is going to be it. We Have Org have got 1 minute remaining now if this chooses to go to a 3rd round.
Well, to do that, there's a big ask ahead of Eagle Gaming. They need to complete the entirety of Rialto, and this is an incredibly defensively oriented map. You can see people get stopped at all points on this map, and often you get stopped on first. I imagine Eagle Gaming here, when they were deciding to come over, they anticipated potentially a first-point hold against We Have Org, who thus far hadn't been able to trade out as effectively in this tank versus tank composition, where Eagle Gaming knew they were going to bring this out.
Well, cast your mind back to the game with Giganti in Eagle Gaming, how close that was. No one actually capped the first point.
That was a full hold versus full hold. Giganti just got it slightly more full holdy.
Full holdy. Well, that's something that We Have Org are going to look to do. Hold. Full hold.
Full holdier.
Full holdier. You can't just add a Y and ER on the end to make it okay.
I've got an English degree. I can do what I want.
Okay, well, I was going to come at you in my degree, but it hasn't really got any relevance whatsoever in this game, apart from making the game, obviously. Eagle Gaming are on the offense this time, and We Have Org on the defense. And now we're going to see what Eagle Gaming have. They must have just gone back over this map several times, especially to that loss at the hands of Giganti, and said, what did we do wrong on the offense to make sure we couldn't even cap last time around? They're looking like they want to go for this 3-3. However, look at what We Have Org have mustered. They've got We Have Org on the Farah, and they actually have 2 main healers now in the form of Yofi and Cass.
I really like this. You often can overvalue a defensive ultimate in this particular kind of setup. Against Eagle Gaming, I think the Transcendence is very useful, as we saw in that final push, because Eagle Gaming rarely run the Hanzo, so you're not really wasting your Transcendence by trying to use it into a Graviton and damage-boosted Hanzo combination. But here instead, we're going to try and win out just on vanilla healing and try and deal with hardest grabs as they come. Oh, pardon me, hiccup.
4 minutes are in the time bank to push it around this first corner. Nico is spotted out the pharmacy, trying to go for a little bit of poke damage, but that's just going to, more often than not, result in Yofi actually getting a lot of charge, actually, on the Mercy there. And they're going to push around this first corner, but straight into Wayfast is going to be the problem here. Hardest gets a lot of charge very quickly also. Sorry, that will be Danny getting a lot of charge very quickly, as those micro missiles doing a fair bit of work.
He's going to have to move behind Midna though, because he's under a little bit of pressure. Rallying behind the shield, but Midna's under pressure as well. The Discord Orb is on him, and they're trying to remove Wayfast from the fray, but Nico's taking a couple more rockets than he could be comfortable with.
Yofi's having to be permanent on this pharmacy duty, meaning Midna's not receiving the healing he actually needs. And with that, Cass going down as well. It's all good pocketing your Farah, but the rest of your team need help as well. And that was perfectly executed by Nico there, making sure they either choose one of the targets. You choose to heal your tanks, or you choose to heal the Farah. She chose the Farah, and Eagle Gaming ran over the tanks.
Question is, did you choose wrong? As far as the team fight goes, it looks like that may well have been the case. But We Have Org set up for potentially another engagement here. Midna's at the ready, but so is Hardest, ready to make sure this can be denied.
A perfect charge block there by charging into it himself. Wayfast is going to unleash that barrage, a little to no avail, as most of it does get eaten by Nico. He is now moving forward, but remember, the cart has been capped here, so you have forward spawns, so We Have Org are going to have to be rather careful.
Eagle have forward spawns, and we have Org that spawns move back, and now Superfluke's going to be evicting them.
4 members now shattered. They are going to be able to move forward. Wayfast still in the air. However, that self-destruct is going to make sure Superfluke can't get back up. In fact, Nico's mech is going to disintegrate as well, but Littlebo gets a little bit of style points. A late sound barrier coming out from Eagle Gaming on 5 members. They are still moving forward, and they managed to kill Yofi here. So Wayfast a little bit more vulnerable in the air, as from the back line, Tip managed to get an orb straight through him and actually find the kill.
And with his additional health, Hardest was free to just run out into the open and start carving his initials into the mech of 12s and build up towards yet another Graviton Surge. Eagle Gaming and Coach Fefe, they definitely looked over that board. They identified where their attack was lacking before. But we have Org rolled just as quickly here. The question is, who will be able to stabilize on their defense faster?
Well, we're looking at the ultimates, really. Hardest having that Graviton Surge, locking everybody to that pillar, and look at that awkward situation. Mid is in, he's trying to block everybody up, but 2 barriers were actually saved. Self-destruct landed on top of the roof also, so I'm not even sure if he would actually get anybody. Minute is going to go down to the hands of the Zenyatta, and Hardest trying to get a couple more kills for himself as well. They are going to be able to make that a quick team wipe, as Midda wasn't there to protect the rest of his team.
And Eagle Gaming didn't use more than they needed to either. Just Hardest and Nico investing their ultimates. Midda getting a little bit of a love tickle here from Hardest, potentially moving forward, but no, it looks like the full cap's going to come through, and now Eagle Gaming, 5 minutes to try and get through the final point of Rialto. We saw a pretty good hold here from Eagle on their own defense. The question is, will we have Org be able to mirror that? They've got the tools in the box to be able to do it with that Graviton Surge. The question is, where's he going to place it, and how will Eagle Gaming react? The Transcendence is at the ready.
So they're ready, and they've also got Littlebo building his ult rather quickly as well. We have Org, they're going to make a very proactive engagement here. Swell's chasing off the Lucio, but he's going to go down to that very, very high charged Hardest. He is at 95%, now he's got the Graviton Surge online, and Twelve's just trying to run for the hills, but Hardest ends up catching him up, and that will be, once again, another team wipe. You can see on your screen, 15-player kill streak for Hardest. This guy is not only unstoppable, he is unkillable as well.
You know that Eagle Gaming are hungry for that 5th map, and those of you wondering, it would be Ilios if Eagle Gaming can claim Rialto, but in the here and the now, Daned still has the Graviton Surge available, but Hardest, like you said, is going to be matching him, and not only that, Eagle will have Nico there to combo with a self-destruct.
Oh no, they couldn't quite block it or eat it with a defense matrix. It's behind the pillar, but it still manages to get a kill and a D-mech, and that does mean Superfluke can move forward on his merry way. Is going to take out 12s. A rally from the back line coming through. However, Wayfast is all alone. No one to actually benefit from that armor. He's trying to swing really high here. 25-30% to actually deal with in the next engagement. 3 meters as well for Eagle Gaming before they're able to cap the car. Daned is going to launch himself sky high and manage to get an aerial volley on the rest of Eagle Gaming as they do end up retreating.
An airstrike to confiscate the charge that Hardest had acquired and end that kill streak that had taken him from the start of the map to this point, but still, just under half the total time bank of Eagle Gaming remains. 3 minutes and 17 seconds now, and they have the freedom to build up towards some ultimates. They're not feeling too pressured here because we have Org only took an overtime, and they've only got 1 fight worth of leeway.
Oh, shattered to the side.
Oh,
actually,
so
nets 5 kills. 5 down, even not 5 kills just yet. But Cass making sure those kills are prevented with that Transcendence, and they just come back with a vengeance. They had a little relax around.
They were just playing dead,
not
Jules.
today. Playing dead is exactly what they did do. They're going to stagger hip, or at least as much as they can do. Eagles' advances are halted once more.
Playing dead and playing with our heart. Superfluke probably felt his skip a beat as he hit that and thought, okay, time to move forward. But Carr said, no, you shall stop here. You shall experience tranquility, along with the rest of my team, who are going to be basically invincible from 300 healing per second, but that won't be available for Hardest and his Graviton Surge.
Minda was round the corner. He was trying something that Superfluke did not just a moment ago. Minda is going to get himself a nice 2K and finish up the push from Eagle Gaming just like that, only investing 1 ult as well.
Oh, there's a silver lining. At least it was a quick wipe, so it's not taking too much away from the time bank of Eagle Gaming. The stagger on Nico, though, will be slightly more brutal on Wayfast is going to pick that up. Yofi is going to taxi his way out with the speed boost, and we have Org now sitting on another pretty admirable load of ultimates. It's going to be Graviton Surge for Graviton Surge yet again. And what they're doing is, because then they can't generate them as fast as Hardest, so making sure that they strike before Hardest can really find the best place to put it down.
Got to watch your back, especially when these 2 Reinhardts are trying. And Daned doing exactly the same thing, waiting for that defense matrix, but his plan has been sifted out. He does run towards the Reinhardt and gets the grab off. Min is going to charge Superfluke out of there, and Twelves is going to get himself a self-destruct kill. The ultimate economy coming through from We Have Org is just actually insane. 4 minutes now burned, 1 minute and 30 seconds remain.
5 minutes Eagle Gaming had to move through third point. They won 2 fights. And Nico, with a Stag of Air, is going to drain a few more of those precious seconds that Eagle were claiming away. And suddenly that 5th map is seeming all the more distant. The cart is moving backwards. They are losing their progress as time slips through their fingers like sand. They have the resources they need, but straight from the top, can they make this work?
There's the rally, straight into a grab though. A Transcendence will keep them alive. A self-destruct, and that'll be a 3 kill for Nico. No stagger me no longer. I want to get myself a couple of kills and a bit more punishment for We Have Org. But holding it so far and the cart being pushed back so far as well does mean We Have Org do have another fight to contend with.
Danit has the chance to swap over to the Doomfist as well, should he so desire. Yofi and Cast have their double support ultimates ready to go. Eagle Gaming cannot match it. They only have a rally to play with, and Midna's moving forward.
Early Transcendence coming out. That Shatter is going to hit the ground. However, everybody's going to keep themselves alive for the time being because of that sound barrier as well. 2 support ultimates and a return Shatter coming through from Midna. He's just now swinging away. We Have Org. They might have just done it here. 20 seconds now remain, and Leaf is sent all the way back to spawn. They're going to stagger hardest again as much as they possibly can. They're going to come out the gate with a rally, but only 10 seconds remain.
Nico has the mech back and he can try and fly his way in, but Yofi's going to potentially be the gatekeeper here with the boops. Daned has almost got the Graviton Surge ready to go. Everyone's going to experience density as Eagle Gaming move in.
Sky high goes Nico. His mech gets destroyed, but Baby Diva is still on the field. Can he build up to another mech? Overtime is now apparent, and Eagle Gaming are just trying so desperately. Superfluke is going to go down. Another Graviton Surge from Daned as well is going to lock them all in place and make sure Midna can get himself a nice shatter. We Have Org force almost an overtime push there in a 5th map, but it wasn't quite good enough. Eagle Gaming lose the map, and that will be the series going over to We Have Org.
It's back to the VODs for Eagle Gaming when it comes to the Rialto attack, but it's a first-time celebration here for We Have Org, who, when it matters in the 3rd week, when a win was essential, they managed to claim it.
That was incredible, and Rialto being the map as well. A devastating loss versus Giganti, but We Have Org came up victorious in the end.
We'll have to see if they can continue this moving into further weeks, but for now, they have my profound admiration, and I'm just so impressed with them.
Yeah, We Have Org, especially coming through trials, being brand new in Contenders, are showing us what they're made of. We've now seen Daned perform on the Doomfist, the Zaya. There's nothing he can't play, it seems. We're going to jump over to the desk. We're going to break down that game even more.